CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Well, the province is launching a new screening program for early detection of colorectal cancer. The health ministry says the initial stages have no symptoms, so it is very often patients don't know they have it, so it's crucial to stop the disease early. The program kicks off next April, and it will include a test that patients can do at home in consultation with their family doctor. The province says when it comes to colorectal cancer, prevention is the key.
Good news is that when it's detected early, colorectal cancer is one of the most treatable kinds of cancer that there is, and in fact has survival rates of something around 90% when it is detected early. So screening programs and early detection really can make a difference. Screening does save lives.
The program will target patients between the ages of 50 and 74 and calls for testing every 2 years. The province says patients with a family history of colorectal cancer will be referred to a doctor for a colonoscopy. There is a new Crown corporation being set up in our province to boost tourism in British Columbia. It's called Destination BC, and it aims to increase tourism revenue from $13 billion last year to $18 billion by 2016. The new agency will replace Tourism BC, which the Liberals scrapped just 6 months before the 2010 Olympics. It'll target international travelers, including the fast-growing middle classes in China and India. Premier Christy Clark says more tourism means more BC jobs.
The best way to make sure that tourism in British Columbia works and achieves its potential is if we do it together. It will be accountable to the people and the businesses that count on tourism for their livelihoods, and it's going to make it possible for people who have real skin in the game, people who have put in their own personal investment to help develop the campaigns that will showcase British Columbia and all the great things we do and have here to the world.
Clark says the new corporation will be accountable to taxpayers and will be more responsive to the tourism industry. Well, if you haven't heard yet, you may just want to join in on the conversation this week. CTV News is hosting Daytime Talk, open line on our partner station CFAX 1070 all week long.
So if you can hold the line for us, we need to take a break for some news that will come back.
CFAX studios were home to our CTV News personalities today, taking over the radio booth this afternoon. I had the pleasure of kicking off the week with a few guests in studio, including our friend Adam Swatsky and others. We talked about the U.S. presidential election, invited a guest from Manchester, England, Sue Nichols, Audrey Roberts on one of my favorite programs, Coronation Street, and also had more of our sit-down interview with Lloyd Robertson. Tomorrow, CTV's Louise Hartland takes the mic from 1 to 3. Wednesday is Joe Perkins. Thursday is Bruce Williams. Friday, our sports team, Myra and Jordan, will take over. Saanich Commonwealth Place is receiving a provincial funding boost that will keep it going until at least 2020. The province made the announcement today of $1.5 million in funding, saying that the money will keep Saanich Commonwealth Place affordable for families, as well as for world-class athletes who train there. The BC government is pitching in $750,000, while national sports organizations will match the rest. The money will last through the next 2 Olympic and Paralympic Summer Games.
This is where medals are earned, right here at Saanich Commonwealth Place. Like I say, it takes a team. You've got the national sport organizations training here. We've got the Pacific Institute for Sport Excellence here, and ourselves, Canadian Sports Centre Pacific, all working together to support athletes and coaches.
Incredible to have this opportunity for high performance sport to operate in a facility. It is a showcase facility across Canada. It should be appreciated as an icon for Canadian sport, and especially in the aquatic, but also in the world of triathlon. I have seen the rugby players here. I'm not sure they should stay.
Saanich Commonwealth Place Trust Fund was originally created in 1994 at the Victoria Commonwealth Games, expected to last for 25 years, but due to declining interest rates, the fund was beginning to run dry. The province said if it did not step in, facilities users would have been stuck paying higher fees that were nearly double the current user rate. There's a group of seniors causing quite a racket with Saanich Police, and they're doing it for a good cause. Seniors from Silver Threads challenged Saanich Police to a game of table tennis today. The smashing seniors took on the choppers at ping pong while collecting donations for the Mustard Seed Food Bank. The officers say it's a great way to connect with the community.
Oh, I think it shows that the police are part of the community, and we are part of the community. We like to get out and meet folks in situations that are other than what people might think of as traditional law enforcement.
I think they'll feel more comfortable if they have any problems that they need to take to the police. And the police are quite happy to come and give seminars on different topics like scams or living safely in your own home. And I think once the seniors have developed a relationship, they're more apt to come to the seminars.
We don't have a score to pass along, but the smashing seniors tell us they beat the police force by a long shot. Well, it's not the big one, not the really big one anyway, but you still better check your tickets. Somebody in Victoria is $1 million richer after Friday's Lotto Max draw. It was a good draw for BC. In fact, half of the $50 million jackpot went to somebody who purchased a ticket in the Bulkley Valley-Stikine region. The other half goes to a ticket holder somewhere in Alberta. 23 $1 million prizes were either won or shared, and one of those $1 million wins was for a ticket purchased in Victoria. So check your numbers. Next Friday's Lotto Max jackpot's estimated at $37 million. Here is a look at last Friday night's winning numbers. A Comox Valley man convicted of taking part in last year's Stanley Cup Riot in Vancouver will spend 4 months in jail. Timothy Law was sentenced in Vancouver today. The Crown had originally argued for a sentence of 6 to 9 months. Law was originally charged with 9 counts, including mischief to property over $5,000, break and enter, and committing an indictable offense while participating in the riot. A Courtenay woman is under arrest after employees at a Canadian Tire store were threatened by an armed robber armed with sharp teeth. On Saturday, a woman tried to leave the store with about $1,000 worth of unpaid merchandise. When the store staff approached her, she pulled out a loaded flare gun and shoved it into an employee's stomach. When another employee stepped in to try to help, she bit him.
The store employee felt for her life and was threatened to be killed with this and thought it was a gun at the time. And a loaded flare gun could cause severe damage to a person if it was discharged. Right now we're going with a robbery with a firearm and an assault charge.
RCMP say 37-year-old Mandy Buzane is charged with robbery using a firearm and assault. Well, Nanaimo's Loaves and Fishes Community Food Bank needs your help as it tries to fill its shelves and bolster its bank account. And you can pitch in without spending 1 cent. The food bank is taking part in Kraft's Food for Families contest. It's up against food banks from across the country, vying to raise the most money to buy food for those in need. It's currently in second place with more than $450. The food bank says it needs your help to come out on top and to get a chance at an additional $5,000.
For every person that signs in, we get 50 cents. You can do it each day. Food bank with the greatest number of votes over the time period gets an additional $5,000. Right now we're $170 behind the food bank in Sicamous, and if we can catch up and pass them, we'll have an extra $5,000.
If you'd like to help, visit craftfoodforfamilies.ca and type in your name and select what food bank you'd like to support. Kraft will automatically donate 50 cents to that food bank. Some young sea lions were putting on a show off Vancouver Island over the weekend, and one lucky diver got a front row seat. It was quite a performance. It happened at Wall Beach, just northeast of Madrona Point on the weekend. A group of young sea lions decided to check the diver out. One of them even put on an underwater acrobatics show.